You walk every day, 30 minutes, sometimes 40. You are consistent, you are disciplined, and you genuinely believe you are doing the right thing for your body. And then you stand up from a chair and feel your knees hesitate. You notice your balance is not what it was. You catch yourself holding the railing on stairs you once climbed without thinking, and you wonder why. Why, after all this walking, your body still feels like it is quietly losing ground. The answer is not a failure of effort. It is a failure of stimulus. And it is the same answer that the physicians quietly responsible for the health and longevity of one of the most publicly observed royal households in the world arrived at years ago. Queen Camilla, now in her late 70s, does not rely on walking as her primary physical maintenance tool. The wellness protocol that has been carefully constructed around her health and independence at this stage of life is built on 5 specific movements that address the exact physiological gaps that walking leaves completely untouched. Gaps in muscle strength, gaps in balance architecture, gaps in bone resilience, gaps in the neurological systems that keep the body upright, stable, and functional when real life demands it. This video will show you exactly what those 5 movements are, why the specialist physicians who understand aging biology endorse them as non-negotiable after 60, and how to perform each one at home in 15 minutes without equipment, without gym access, and without a single step of walking required. Let me be absolutely clear about something before we go further. Walking is not harmful. Walking is valuable for cardiovascular health, mental clarity, and general circulation. But walking is a cardiovascular activity. It is not a strength activity. It is not a balance activity. It is not a bone-loading activity in any meaningful sense after 60. And after 60, the 3 physical capacities that determine whether you remain independent, mobile, and structurally sound for the next 2 decades are not cardiovascular fitness. They are muscular strength, neuromuscular balance, and skeletal resilience. A 2022 study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that adults over 60 who could not stand on one leg for 10 seconds had a significantly higher risk of all-cause mortality within the following decade compared to those who could. That is a balance test, not a walking test. A 2023 study in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that seniors who performed targeted resistance and balance exercises twice weekly for 12 weeks increased leg strength by 34% and improved chair standability by 40%. The walking-only group improved by 8%. Walking keeps you breathing. These 5 movements keep you living. Stay with me, because the first exercise addresses the most dangerous and most overlooked gap walking leaves behind. The first exercise is the sit to stand from a firm chair. Sit on the edge of a firm chair with your feet hip-width apart and flat on the floor. Cross your arms over your chest. Lean your torso very slightly forward so that your chest is directly over your toes. Press firmly through your heels and rise to a full standing position without using your hands. Pause at the top for 1 full second, standing tall with your hips fully extended and your glutes gently squeezed. Then lower yourself back to the seat with complete control, taking at least 3 full seconds for the descent. Do not collapse into the chair. The descent is where the most critical strength adaptation occurs. 10 repetitions, 3 sets, twice per week. If you cannot yet rise without your hands, begin with your fingertips resting very lightly on the chair arms for guidance only, not to push yourself up. Progress toward removing that support over 2 to 3 weeks. The sit to stand is not a simple exercise. It is the most functionally significant movement you can perform after 60 because it replicates with precision the exact neuromuscular demand of every chair, every toilet seat, every car seat, and every low surface you encounter in daily life. Lose this capacity and you lose independence. Strengthen it deliberately and you protect every act of independent living you perform dozens of times every single day. The second exercise is the resistance band row. Secure a resistance band around a sturdy, fixed object at chest height. A door handle, a stair railing, or a fixed post. Stand facing the anchor point, holding one end of the band in each hand. Step back until you feel meaningful resistance when your arms are fully extended in front of you. Stand with feet hip-width apart, slight bend in both knees, chest tall. Begin with your arms fully extended and your shoulder blades wide apart. Pull both elbows straight back toward your rib cage, not out to the sides. As you pull, squeeze your shoulder blades together firmly as if you are trying to hold a small object between them. Hold the contracted position for 1 full second. Then return slowly to the start, taking 3 seconds for the return. Do not let the band snap your arms forward. Control every inch of the movement. 10 to 12 repetitions, 3 sets, 2 to 3 times per week. Walking does nothing for your upper back, your posture, or the muscular architecture that keeps your spine upright and your shoulders back. After 60, the upper back weakens at a rate that walking cannot address, producing the forward head posture, the rounded shoulders, and the compressed chest breathing that most people incorrectly assume are simply the inevitable appearance of old age. They are not. They are the predictable consequence of an untrained upper back. This movement reverses that process directly. The third exercise is the single leg balance stand. Stand beside a wall or a sturdy counter with one hand resting very lightly on the surface for security, not for support. Shift all your weight onto your right foot. Lift your left foot approximately 2 to 3 inches off the ground. Keep your standing knee very slightly bent, never locked. Fix your gaze on a stationary point directly in front of you at eye level. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds. Your muscles will wobble. That wobbling is not weakness. It is your nervous system actively recalibrating and strengthening the hundreds of tiny stabilizing muscles in your ankle, knee, and hip that walking never challenges, because walking never requires single-leg sustained balance. Switch feet and repeat. 3 repetitions per leg, every single day. The single leg balance stand is the most time-efficient fall prevention intervention available to any person over 60. A meta-analysis in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that regular balance training reduced fall risk in older adults by between 37 and 50%. Walking reduces fall risk by essentially 0 because it does not challenge the systems that fail when a fall occurs. The uneven pavement, the unexpected step, the reach for a high shelf while standing on one leg. These are the moments that end independence. This exercise prepares you for every one of them. The fourth exercise is the wall plank. Stand facing a smooth wall, approximately arm's length away. Place your forearms flat against the wall at shoulder height, elbows bent to 90 degrees. Step your feet back until your body forms a straight diagonal line from your head through your shoulders, hips, and heels. Gently draw your lower abdomen inward toward your spine. Squeeze your glutes lightly. Hold for 20 to 30 seconds while breathing normally. Your body must stay in one straight line throughout. If you feel the effort in your lower back instead of your abdomen, tuck your pelvis very slightly, and you will immediately feel your core engage correctly. The closer your feet to the wall, the easier the exercise. The further away, the harder. Find the distance where you feel genuine core engagement without compensation and hold that position. 3 repetitions per session. The wall plank builds the deep core stability that protects the lower back, improves posture, and provides the structural foundation that every other movement in this sequence requires to function safely. Walking does not challenge the core because walking does not require the core to resist gravitational forces in any meaningful way. This does. The fifth exercise is the step up with balance hold. Find a stair, a firm low step, or any stable elevated surface between 6 and 10 inches in height. Stand in front of it. Place your right foot entirely on the surface. Press through your right heel and drive your body upward until your right leg is fully extended. At the top, lift your left knee upward until your left thigh is parallel to the floor, creating a single leg balance challenge on your right leg. Hold that balance for 2 full seconds. Then lower your left foot back to the ground with complete control and step down. 8 to 10 repetitions per leg, 2 to 3 sets. This exercise simultaneously builds quadriceps strength, gluteal strength, hip flexor activation, and single leg balance within a single functional movement that mirrors the precise demands of stair climbing, stepping onto curbs, and navigating the uneven terrain of real daily life. It is the most complete and most functional single exercise in this entire sequence. These 5 exercises are your replacement for a walking-only routine, not an addition to it, a replacement of its limitations. The sit-to-stand preserves the independence that defines daily life. The resistance band row rebuilds the posture and upper back strength that decades of sitting have degraded. The single leg balance stand protects you from the falls that end independence for 1 in 4 adults over 65 every single year. The wall plank builds the core foundation that everything else depends on. The step up with balance hold trains the exact functional demands of the world you actually live in. 15 minutes, 2 to 3 times per week. The physicians who understand aging biology at the highest levels, who have built wellness protocols for the people whose physical function is most carefully monitored and most expertly supported, have endorsed these categories of movement over walking because the science demands it. Not because walking is wrong, but because walking alone is not enough. Your body after 60 deserves more than enough. It deserves precise. It deserves targeted. It deserves this. Start today, because the strength and balance you build in the next 12 weeks will protect the independence you carry for the next 12 years. That is the investment. These 5 movements are how you make it. If this gave you real clarity on something you have been uncertain about, hit the like button now so that more people over 60 can find this information. Subscribe to this channel because every week we go deeper into the science of aging with genuine strength and independence. And share this with one person over 60 in your life who has been walking faithfully and still wondering why their body keeps falling behind. You may be about to give them something that changes everything.